We have a game here against Chess Life 4432, rated 1714. Let's start off with our old Sicilian here. Knight f3. We're going to go with d6. The Neisdorf. Okay, he plays c3. He's going for the c3 d4 setup here, trying to get two pawns in the center. We're going to play knight f6 to poke the pawn on e4. Now he plays bishop e2. Now we definitely do not take the pawn because of queen a4 check, forking the king and the knight. So we definitely don't take the pawn. We're just gonna play knight c6 here. Now we're threatening to get the pawn. He plays d4. We're gonna take. Now we still don't take on e4 because of d5, our knight moves, and then queen a4 check still happens. So we're going to change it around a little bit. We're going to play d5 ourselves here. He'll play e5 most likely. And then we're going to get kind of almost like a French defense type setup here. We're going to develop the bishop, though, after that e5 move. e5 move the knight, then develop the bishop. All right, we're going to go knight e4. No matter how much time I put in, reading books, analyzing games, playing, I don't seem to improve. I couldn't find any of those tactics. Yeah, the tactics are going to be tougher because of the rating that I'm on at the moment. So it's not necessarily tactics you would be expected to find, maybe, if that makes you any happier. All right, we're going to play bishop g4, e6, develop the dark square bishop, stuff like that. Still going to play e6, I believe. If he takes my knight, I'll take back, and then the d4 pawn will be weak, so I'm not really worried about this trade here at all. I'd also like to trade off of the light square bishops if we can. If he moves this knight, I'll definitely be okay with trading off the light square bishops. Yeah, and Chess Tempo is free. Chess.com is free as well, but I think you only get 5 tactics per day if you're not with a premium account. Hey, Extra Dutch, how's it going? Glad to see you tuning in. So bishop e3. I think we're actually going to trade the knight now. Yeah, we'll trade now, and then play bishop e7. White has some extra space in position, but his bishop here is bad. This bishop is bad as well, but at least it's outside the pawn chain doing something effective. We're simply going to castle, rook c8, attack the c3 pawn, something along those lines, most likely. Queen c7 or queen a5. Okay, play c4. It's not a bad move. It does weaken d4 a little bit. I think we can just get away with taking the pawn. If he plays bishop takes, we'll just castle. No problem. Hey, will I play with you today, Fibunk? Your rating was, I think you told me it was 1900-ish before. I could be wrong. If I get up to 1800, 1750, then sure, I'll play with you. Let me get a little bit higher first. If you're 1900, if I'm wrong, then just let me know. Challenge going well? Yeah, the challenge just started today. Looks like it's going okay so far. Just gonna get castled here. If he ever pushes this d5 pawn, or pushes to d5, we have knight takes e5. Now, oops, I think we're just playing queen c7. It's 1960, but I think I'm a bit better than that. Okay, so let me see how far I get today, then I'll probably get to play you once I'm around once I'm around 1800-ish, or just around there. I'm gonna try to get to 1800 today. That's at least the goal. Definitely, it seems like on Friday I'll be able to play you at the very latest, as long as things go according to plan. All right, he plays queen e2, keeping the bishop defended. We're just gonna play rook. If I play rook c8, he plays rook c1. I think that's okay though. If he plays rook c1, we have stuff like bishop a3 to annoy him. which I think is what we're going to do right here. See where he decides to put the rook. If the rook goes up to c3, we'll just keep poking it with bishop b4. If it goes to c2, we'll play bishop f5. Rook c2, then bishop f5 will kind of skewer them. Okay, rook c3. I think we'll just play bishop b4. He'll probably go back to c1. Probably. Okay. He goes b3. He's gonna play a3 next move, which is a little weird. If I play a5, he plays a3. Rook b3 should be off guard a little bit. If I play queen a5, that's possible. If he plays a3, I could... Seems like I'm still going to lose a pawn somewhere. This b7 pawn is a bit of a problem. Plus, I'm way down on time. That's not good. This is going to look weird, but we're going to sacrifice the pawn and then play bishop b6 next move. Down on time quite a bit, so maybe bishop to b4 wasn't the best idea. But bishop b6 is next move to trap the rook down here a little bit. Still lots of pressure on his pawns. Bishop b6 is also going to hit the d4 pawn. So not the end of the world by any means. Plus he's also getting kind of low on time here too. I'd rather him not lose on time, but it's looking pretty low. Okay, he pushes there. I think we're just going to retreat and see what he decides to do. Now we're on the rook, hitting the rook on b1. And it looks like he's losing on time. Oh, that's unfortunate. So he's up a pawn right now, but there is definitely kingside weaknesses here, and the d4 pawn. I'm going to play bishop b6 and then get on the d4 pawn. My position's not the best in the world, but it's definitely not bad. It's not losing or anything like that. I think I'm going to be able to pick up the d4 pawn, or at least get this rook on b7 trapped. So let's analyze this one here. Flip the board. The opening goes pretty well for me, in my opinion. He's got a backward pawn on d4. He's got a bad bishop on e3. Whoops, definitely not that. I'm pinning his knight on f3, which is kind of annoying for him. No, not that. Queen c7, queen e2, rook c8, rook c1. In hindsight, bishop a3 maybe isn't the best idea in the world. Maybe just do bishop f5 first to poke the rook on b1. For some reason, I did not realize he could go here to counterattack the bishop. Maybe just... I could also just fully retreat the bishop, and I'm probably still okay here. Knight a5 next move attacks this lineup. But I played bishop e4, he played there. If I play a5, the downside is he plays a3, and he still picks up the pawn. If I play queen a5, he still plays a3. If I take, then he pins this, and we're in trouble. So he's still going to pick up this pawn after I move. Maybe this is the best case scenario, where we just kind of trade the a pawn for the b pawn. And he still has a couple pawn weaknesses. I still have some good lineups, but maybe that was the best way to go. Anyways, though, I played bishop a5. He took. I retreated. Now he's got to worry about bishop b6, getting his rook trapped. He's got to worry about this d4 pawn a little bit. I can take here and then take on d4. He's got to make sure that these bishop and knight are both defended by the queen, which is sometimes tricky. He pushes me back a bit. I'm on the rook. If he moves the rook, I'll play bishop to b6. And then knight a5 will trap the rook on b7, which is kind of tough to deal with. I guess he could push, though. Maybe I just move. This should still be okay for me. Actually, this should be okay for me. Maybe not the best position in the world, though. Hey, Lawrence Bay. My rating, On chess.com for this account, the